Hi everyone, welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Finding a CS Job. I'm watching some basketball on the other screen, so don't mind all the lights and stuff. So this week, it was okay. It wasn't the best. I didn't hit all my goals. It still wasn't that perfect week that I'm striving for, but I was very diligent trying to fix my sleep schedule, and it's still very difficult. I didn't realize that Saturday into Sunday, it's what is it, daylight savings time where you lose an hour. So now waking up at 8 means that I'm waking up at 7. So it's even harder now. So I don't know what to do. It's going to suck. It's just another hour I need to work towards. But, anyways, moving on, talking a little bit about the week. I finished updating my portfolio, my personal website, and it's good. I like it. It's not the best site, but it gets the job done, and hopefully employers actually look at it. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm hoping that my time spent on it was worth it because I essentially spent the whole week delaying applications. Spoiler, going into the next section, waiting for that to be finished. Basically, my goal was to split up my portfolio. So I had just a section called portfolio, split it up into work experience and projects. So now I have that. And the reason it took so long was because a lot of it was design related and video recording. So I have some video demos of the new projects. So I had to record those, edit those. It was a lot of non-developer work that I ended up doing, which wasted a lot of time. But it's over now, and the project is set up the way it is, and I'm pretty happy. It's pretty easy to add something new to it, switch something out, and yeah, that's basically it. So that's done. That was one of my weekly goals. Another thing that I wanted to do was edit my resume a little bit. I'm going to hold off on that for a second, and I'll get into that in a bit. Um, got some relatively good news to end the week. I'm recording this on Friday, by the way. Okay, so lead code. I guess I should go over to that. There we go. So this is the top 100 liked questions, and these are the ones that I've been focusing on lately. And you can see that I've managed to complete a good amount of these. I think this one I ended up creating a really inefficient algorithm. Anytime you see a question mark, that typically means that I submitted it, but I didn't manage to get an answer. If I leave it like this, that means my answer was inefficient. But then some of these were really inefficient solutions as well, so I definitely need to go back. But my big goal was learning a little bit more about dynamic programming. So that's like permutations, generating parentheses, subsets, palindromic substrings, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to dynamic programming, there are like key words in the problem that will sort of give you a hint whether or not you need to be using a dynamic programming solution. And typically it's like generate all of this kind of thing, or permutations and subsets. Typically if you see these kind of words, then you're you're dealing with dynamic programming, and good luck because it's not really easy. Another thing I did this week was start editing and uploading my LeetCode stuff, and it's from the very beginning. So this is like literally week 1 of me doing LeetCode practice, and I was trash. So there's going to be some more. I've done a lot of these questions more than once. There's still a lot more to do. Did I do any over here? I did a hard one. That's cool. I did LRU cache. Linked list cycle 2. Cool. This was inefficient, I remember. Search a 2D matrix 2. Interesting. So I have a few others that I've done. I don't know how efficient the solutions are, but there you go. And I don't know if I spoiled my job search. But I ended up not applying to any jobs this week because I was waiting for my personal site to be finished. I wanted that. I figured, oh, maybe if I add more projects, I'll get some emails to set up interviews and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. I think what my plan needs to be is to be just diligent, continue looking all over, and just applying regularly. And now I don't really have a reason not to. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not entirely confident. It's hard to be confident when it's been so long since I've had an interview. But right now I'm applying to, good companies to work for, top companies and tier 2 companies. And I'm cool with this strategy for now. It hasn't been that long, so keeping my head up. In lighter news, I ended up connecting with one of my friends from college. Actually, he was one of my roommates sophomore year. We shared an apartment, and he was also a computer science major with me, and he's a very experienced developer. And today I decided that I would just hit him up, see what he was up to, ask him how life is, and then I also asked him if he would mentor me because he's very experienced. He's been doing it for a while. He just knows what he's doing. He knows the industry, and I just feel a little bit out of touch. So for me to bounce things off him and maybe do some mock interviews, have him look at my resume when he's free, all that kind of stuff, because he's a busy guy. And he's really opened my eyes to just what the tech industry is, the landscape of it for an entry-level developer and all that already. We've only had like one little conversation this morning when I was up ridiculously early. By the way, I did another Friday where I messed up my sleep. I woke up at like 5 in the morning today and then didn't manage to stay awake. So I'm not as mad as I was yesterday or last week because time is changing. We have the daylight savings time change, so it's going to be difficult. But that's it for this week. It's short. I'm sorry that I don't have much to show. I'm going to try and just work on projects, and I think what my goal, I should probably state what my goals are going to be for next week. So in terms of projects, I want to see if I can do little projects or basically any technology that I haven't exposed myself to. I want to expose myself to it in some form. I just want to make sure that, anytime I see some tool, framework, technology of some kind on a job listing that, I have some experience with it. There's no reason to stop learning now. I am still learning like React and Redux, but at the same time I could also be learning Docker or I can't think of anything else, GraphQL or something like that. Is that what it's called? GraphQL? I think that's what it's called. GraphQL. Yes, that is indeed what it's called. I think that's for APIs. Yeah, it is for APIs. Cool. And I love APIs. I should learn that. So, yeah, things like that. And then whether or not I create mini projects just to expose myself to it at a small scale or build it onto the Dupian website or whatever. I just need to keep getting myself this experience and continuing to, put keywords in my resume. Because a lot of the time it's automated that these places are using. So if you pass this automated filter, then you end up getting the phone interview. So I think I just need to see whether or not I have some nice keywords to get through automated filters. Yay! I don't know. Seems so cheap, like a cheap way of doing it. But so long as I'm learning and bettering myself and getting good experience that I'm actually willing to use, yeah. So I don't know. I'll talk more about the plan next week. We'll see what happens. I'm going to do some applying this weekend, and I'm going to try and keep my cover letters a little shorter. I think they've been getting a little long, and then just apply, apply. Something will hit, I'll get an interview, and then, I got to just sell myself in the good way, make myself look as good as I can, and really just get a fucking in-person interview and keep practicing my data structures and algorithms. That's it. It's going to be a long grind, but I think it'll be worth it. If I can land someplace that, you know, if I can land someplace good, then it's all worth it. And then I don't need to swap over jobs all that much. I can just stay there, grow, really master my craft, and then at that point, the rest is history, and life should be good. So this is the hardest part of the career, this part. So if I can get over this, then it's looking a lot better. I'm not going to say it's smooth sailing because there's going to be difficulty, but it's going to look a lot better from that point forward. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.